Black Lives Matter protest, the feminist group painting red blood on their face to represent menstrual blood and all that.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, let's put it this way. Call me crazy, but I find painting menstrual blood on your face off-putting. It's just not my thing. I mean, I think there's a reason why many of these women will die single and alone. But don't worry, they'll have their 83 cats to comfort them.
Turn down for weed. Smoke weed.
Okay, but you're still saying these kids should not be accepted because they don't really fit in either place. They can't just
I'm saying that the Boy Scouts have a standard. You must be a biological boy to be a Boy Scout. You have to be a boy to be a Boy Scout. In the name Boy Scouts.
Let me do a follow-up question. This one is directed at Ben and Monique. According to Pew Research, the net worth of white families in 2013 was $141,000. For black families, it was $11,000. Given this disparity, how can you argue that racism is not a driving factor in income inequality?
Because it has nothing to do with race and everything to do with culture. And when you have a culture that doesn't, you know what? Explain to me why black kids aren't graduating high school. Explain that one to me. Explain to me why black kids are shooting each other in rates significantly higher than whites are shooting each other. Explain to me why 13% of the population is responsible for 50% of the murder. Explain to me why the number of black kids in prison, not for innocent reasons, not for walking down the street and getting pulled into a prison, is so high. Explain, if it has nothing to do with culture, explain to me why the single motherhood rate in the black community jumped from 20% to 70% in the same course of time that the civil rights movement has made such tremendous strides. Is America more racist now than it was in 1960? And if it is, please explain to me how that happened.
And I'm someone that believes that certainly the unborn child has rights. I believe that the mother has rights. I simply happen to be a person, and some believe that those mothers' rights deem to usurp those rights. But certainly it's not to disrespect.
In what world would any of my rights allow me to kill another human being?
Chilling in my Beamer, listening to Ether, bumping through the speakers.
I have a friend here who believes Obama has led a pretty good presidency so far, so I thought what better...
Why are you friends?
You had mentioned earlier, and you have mentioned before in public, the $15 an hour is the first step. What is the second step or the third step?
Well, $15 an hour, first of all, as we said, it's not enough of a wage, but it is a substantial improvement, and this is what workers have put forward. Fast food workers themselves courageously took their lives into their own hands, walked out of their jobs in a one-day strike in New York City, and demanded $15 an hour. And that is the first step, because the economy is not going to remain static. We have to fight for affordable housing. We have to fight for better services in terms of mass transit, education, healthcare, and that is why we have to also talk about taxing the super wealthy and big corporations.
Time, Ben, looks like you have a 15-second something.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Shapiro.
Well, of course one government policy leads to the next. If you raise the minimum wage, then it's going to raise the rents. When it raises the rents, you're going to have to build affordable housing. When you have to build affordable housing, you have to tax people to build the affordable housing. When you tax people to build the affordable housing, people move out of the city, and you have to raise taxes on the people who remain in the city, and this is how you hollow out the economy of a major metropolitan area in the United States.
Only...
Stop and frisk is racist because the vast majority of people who are stopped, Sally Downs obviously, believes that the vast majority of people who are stopped and frisked are black and Hispanic. That's because the vast majority of people in New York City who actually commit gun crimes are black and Hispanic.
And black and Latino folks are overrepresented in being pulled over, in being tried, in being sentenced, in being incarcerated again and again and again and again and again. Congress, women are underrepresented in 270 years of the White House.
When it comes to jail, which you just cited, the vast, well over 90% of the people in jail are men. Is that because the system is sexist against men? Jailing system is now sexist against men because there are more men than women in prison? That's really your argument?
Now, it does happen to also be the case that more men commit crimes.
There you go.
Secretary Clinton used several different servers and administrators of those servers during her 4 years at the State Department. And she also used numerous mobile devices to send and to read email on that personal domain.
Okay, so that's line number one. Remember when she said she set up the private server because she only wanted one BlackBerry? You remember that? Not true, right? She had multiple devices on which she was viewing things. And by the way, she had more than one server. It wasn't just one in her bathroom. She had one in many bathrooms. Basically, any place that Bill had sex in the house with someone not her, she had a server. Any upcoming debates scheduled? I don't at the moment. I know there's some people trying to book some. Honestly, the biggest problem we have is finding leftists who are willing to debate me. I'm willing to pretty much debate anybody. The left always has problems debating me. Maybe they watch the Thug Life videos and see that's probably not a good idea. So this is the dumbest of all of the insults, the "you're Islamophobic" routine. If by Islamophobic you mean I'm very frightened of radical Muslims who want to kill me and my family, I suppose you're correct. I suppose that makes me Islamophobic. I'm not scared of the religion of Islam. I'm not scared of people who pray 5 times a day toward Mecca. I have nothing to say about that. I pray 3 times a day toward Jerusalem, right? I mean, there's nothing to say there. But when it comes to the argument that I'm Islamophobic because I oppose radical Islamic terror, that's because you are stupid. I don't think that they can be bought off by saying that ISIS needs jobs. So you're Islamophobic is a cop-out. It's a cop-out. I'm definitely scared of radical Islam, but it seems to me that if you're so scared of me saying radical Islam because you think that all Muslims are immediately going to turn into terrorists if I say radical Islam, then you're the one who's Islamophobic. Hey, social justice is bullshit. Okay, social justice is nonsense. There is no such thing as social justice. There's only individual justice. The only kind of justice that matters in the world is individual justice. Anything else is injustice. Gotcha, justice has a definition, and it doesn't include the idea that you're guilty by dint of your skin or birth. Okay, that's what social justice suggests. Individual justice suggests that O.J. Simpson should go to prison for beheading his wife and her friend. Social justice suggests that jurors should be cheered for giving the Black Power salute as they walk out of the courtroom after acquitting the guy. Okay, social justice is basic injustice. Social justice suggests that Officer Darren Wilson should go to prison for shooting Michael Brown, never mind that Michael Brown tried to kill him. Justice suggests that Officer Wilson should go free. Don't fall into the trap of believing what the social justice warriors say, because it simply isn't real. And don't be driven into the arms of the social justice warriors of some people on the so-called right by the social justice warriors of the left. There's some people who want you to identify with a group identity on the right. This is the alt-right that I'm talking about right now. There's an alt-right movement online that basically says you should engage in a tribe because the other side is engaged in a tribe. You should engage in your own social justice warrior nonsense. Right? The idea is that these are the folks who say that white America is being kind of grinded down under the boot heel of the left, and so white America has to stand up qua white America. I don't believe in white America. I don't believe in black America. I believe in good people and bad people, and that's of every race.
It's the one and only D.R.E.
So here with more, Ben Shapiro.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Editor-in-chief of DailyWire.com with his thoughts on this controversy. Ben, good evening to you. You heard our conversation, and you heard the piece of sound there from Mark Lamont Hill talking about mediocre Negroes that he said were paraded, basically to check boxes for Donald Trump. What do you think?
I mean, I think, first of all, anybody who says that somebody's a mediocre Negro because they disagree politically makes you a less than mediocre person. I mean, it's really quite a disgusting thing to say, and I don't think it's intellectually honest for Professor Dyson to be talking about how they were just wanting someone with more expertise. The idea that the left can object to celebrity involvement in politics, I didn't see them whining and crying when Meryl Streep was ripping Donald Trump up and down over the Golden Globes. I saw them celebrating her heroism for wearing a $12,000 ball gown in front of all of her friends.
Don't back down, niggas. Back down, niggas. Murder my murder, nigga. Kill him, nigga. Kill him. Leave him slump back. Fill him. Dumb cat. Kill him. Murder my murder, nigga.
Good evening, Mr. Shapiro. So what is your formal education background? Because I guess a lot of people don't know what your undergraduate degree was in.
So I was at UCLA in political science and then Harvard Law School.
Okay. So you don't have, you wouldn't consider yourself an expert in sociology?
I mean, I don't consider sociology a particularly expert field, but go ahead. I think I'm able to read a sociological study.
It is a field of study, but so you're not necessarily an expert.
Yes, there are lots of fields of study.
Right. Well, what I'm getting at is there's a lot of topics.
Let's put it this way, I know a lot less about welding than I do about sociology.
What I'm getting at is that you're not considered an expert in sociology, psychology, gender studies, lesbian dance theory, many of these things that you've brought up tonight.
I know a lot more about all those others than lesbian dance theory. As far as, if you want to take issue with the argument, I would urge you not to use the argument from authority, which is somebody has a PhD by their name, they know what they're talking about. That's a dumb argument.
What I'm trying to get at is that the fact that do you have any other further education in any of these topics or any of these fields of study?
I don't need a 7-year degree in sociology, no bullshit when I hear it. Right, because I'm here, yeah, giving it.
Gotcha, bitch. That would mean that you're also offering kind of an unqualified opinion on a lot of these topics.
See, again, you're just making the argument from authority. I don't think slapping a PhD from Ferris State next to your name makes you an expert in all things in the field in which you propose to speak. Okay, the fact is that either my argument's good or my argument's bad. Citing to my credentials is a really bad way of making an argument. It's like it's actually the equivalent of, it's so funny, when people do this, it's the equivalent of actually a religious person saying, citing to the Bible for an argument. I'm a very religious person, right? I mean, see this? It's the yarmulke, okay? I'm a religious person, okay? I never cite to the Bible. The reason I don't cite to the Bible is because that's an argument from authority. Okay, you may not believe the authority to which I'm citing. I don't believe the authority to which you're citing. So you're going to have to make me an argument as to what I'm saying that's wrong instead of just saying I don't have the properly enumerated degree from the institution of your choice.
I'm merely citing academia. If you haven't done any significant study or any type of educational, you haven't established yourself as a PhD or a doctorate in any of these programs, so how can you make a qualified opinion on any of these topics is my question.
Because I have read the studies and I can have an opinion on them.
And that's your opinion and mine was just stated, so. Thank you.
Yes, that was my opinion.
That kid really did a terrible job of whatever he was trying to do.
That kid got wrecked.
Michael writes, did you choose the thug life or did the thug life choose you? The thug life chose me. I was just walking down the street and it grabbed me. Okay.
For my motherfucking nigga. Most likely I'ma die with my finger on the trigger. I've been grinding that side out there with my niggas. And I ain't going in, that's on with my nigga. My nigga, my nigga. My nigga, my nigga. My motherfucking niggas. My nigga, my nigga. My nigga, my nigga. My nigga, my nigga. Yeah. First thing first, I love all my niggas.
When I stop typing, I'm done.